Hey, race fans, it's Noah Nelson here with Joshua Olmstead for another episode of the Always Race Day Asphalt podcast. If you're looking for Connor Ferguson, he should be here soon. So we'll get him in here, talk some racing as well. Getting started here, a little bit of miscellaneous news. But first, Josh, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm wonderful. This is the dynamic duo that everyone wants to see.
Yeah. You know, I can get with it. I don't mind a dynamic duo. Before we get into everything today, I do want to thank our sponsor, Seven Figure MSP, the Weiser Companies, and Chris Weiser. Thank you guys for coming on board, and thank you for everything you do. We appreciate all the support, and I've said it on past episodes. So if you want to support us in future episodes, we're definitely looking for sponsors all the time. So if you want your name up there, contact us on social media. We'd love to work with you. So let's get into some splash and go, just some little stories here from the week. First, WeatherTech back with Trackhouse Racing. A lot of weird stuff going on with WeatherTech over the offseason. They kind of disappeared from the Trackhouse site. Haven't seen them on any Trackhouse branding at all to start the year. Everybody thought they were gone after doing 36 races with Shane Van Gisbergen and Connor Zillage last year. And now they're back. They'll be sponsoring Shane at Darlington. And so we'll see if there's anything that comes from that as far as future sponsorships.
We love the WeatherTech side. They make beautiful paint schemes.
They do. They're going to be on all those Lionel Racing diecasts this year from every road course race Shane won. So wouldn't be surprised if those road course primary sponsorship dollars went up. Moving forward here to some O'Reilly Auto Parts Series news. JJ Yaley is going to join Hettinger Racing. He's going to drive the number 5 Ford. There's been a revolving door, big cast of characters for that. And so we have Yaley in the car. JJ's a journeyman. He's a wheelman. He runs well, everything he runs. So he'll be driving the 5 car in the O'Reilly
Series. Champion.
Yeah, 2009 F1 champion. If you know, you know. Now, Kyle Larson's going to drive the 88 O'Reilly Auto Parts car for Hendrick Motorsports, Junior Motorsports, Hendrick Auto Group, all the people that are on that car. It's basically just the Corey Day paint scheme with red in it. So that'll be fun to watch, though. Larson's in that car for Alex Bowman, who we'll talk about a little more later in the show. Bowman still out, suffering from vertigo symptoms. He'll be out of the Cup Series for at least a month. And so Larson, who's really good at Darlington, all of a sudden I think it's the favorite to win this race after winning the O'Reilly race last weekend. And so Kyle Larson versus Christopher Bell at Darlington might be almost as fun to watch as Christopher Bell versus Kyle Larson at a dirt track. So
I don't have my belt next to me, but I'd certainly get it out just to kind of give the people a preview of what's going to happen for that.
Oh, you think there's going to be some BTA going on?
Yeah, just a little bit. It might be a 2-person BTA, but
you think you're gonna like swap the belt, or is it gonna be like they both have the belt and they're just together? Like,
that's a great question.
Are they gonna hold it like a finish line, like one on each side, and just kind of like do a bench press with it? So moving on to some IndyCar news, Josh. I see your Arrow McLaren hat. I'm sure you're gonna be excited about these. We got Takuma Sato back at the Indy 500, former Indy 500 winner. He's driving for Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing once again. And then the guy who's the king of Indianapolis, Elio Castroneves. The Drive for 5 is still alive at Meyershank Racing. Elio Castroneves. God, I do that all the time. Caleb's going to kill me. He's back for the attempt for the 5th win at Indianapolis in the Indy 500. Josh, what do you got for me on those 2 entries? What do you think?
I think this is the people pick. I mean, this is absolutely what the people want to see. Takuma Sato, as you could tell by the caption, Caleb is beyond excited for Takuma Sato to be back. He's a fan favorite, of course, along with Castroneves. 2 great personalities, past winners, obviously. Yes, I think this is a big staple point. I think it's setting up for, hopefully, in progress, a stacked field as it gets closer.
Oh yeah, no, I mean there's other entries that are confirmed that we haven't even talked about, on this show, but like Ryan Hunter-Reay is another name. I really like. If they wouldn't have had that pit stop issue last year, I really liked Hunter Ray to win that one too. So, I know it's a little shaky. I know anything,
Never know.
anything can happen. So, that is it this week for Splash and Go. Let's move on to some post-race inspection and talk about everything that happened this weekend. And we have our man, our fearless leader, Connor Ferguson, is back. Connor, how are you doing?
Fearless. I fear a lot of things.
What's your number one?
Connor feels fears staying on topic.
Yeah,
Connor, if you're showing up at 7:00.
Not a rules guy, not on time for either of the shows I've been on today. So that's a streak we've got going. I was at the store, sorry. No, are you outside?
Yes, I am. Out on patio.
I kind of
nice.
really want to do that.
No, it's a beautiful day. This is a good little spot to watch some March Madness here maybe next weekend.
I got it on right behind here.
So no, it'll be a lot of fun. I think I watched the Coke 600 out here in grilled steaks with my dad last year, and so it's a good little spot. I like being out here.
Whatever they ran.
Yes.
Where are we off to next?
So no, you're good. We're breaking it down. We'll start with INDYCAR. Kyle Kirkwood winning the Grand Prix of Arlington and Jerry World. So he's in Jerry World. It's right outside AT&T Stadium. It is literally, he's on Jerry World premises.
How did they make that course so good?
I didn't think it was a great course. Obviously,
You think it was great?
I don't think it was. I mean, that track was rough. I mean, they had McQueen and Betsy out there paving the roads, man. They were rough.
Betsy?
Come on.
God.
Yes. I have not seen a rougher track in my life than that.
Yes, I want to hear where Noah would have rather you gone on that scale.
I don't know, but
what's the step above McQueen and Betsy?
I don't know.
I don't remember who I stole that from, but I stole it, so I'm not the original person to say that. But shout out that person. But yeah, Kyle Kirkwood getting it done with a unbelievable car. All the Andretti cars were super fast. They were 1, 3, and 4, almost closing out the podium. Of course, you always have Palou. The way that track and the way the race went, it seemed very set up for like a Palou-like win. But I was beyond surprised by the speed that the Andretti cars had, especially Kirkwood. We know he is a road course guy, notoriously known as the street course guy, actually. I mean, he went out there and chased Palou down like 6 seconds, 7-second lead.
You're not real.
I mean, he went and took it with an unbelievable pass. I mean, I can't put in the words on how unbelievable that pass was. And then the hip check afterwards was perfect. It was textbook. The racing itself was overall solid for what the track is. I would say it's a great race to have, but I go back to my point from last episode. I think we should rather run at Texas Motor Speedway.
Hey man, you know me, I love Texas. So we're 3 races in. We had St. Pete, Palou wins. We've got Phoenix, Newgarden wins, and now here Kirkwood wins. It felt kind of like it was the Kirkwood Palou show last year as far as splitting the victories for much of the year. How are you guys feeling? 3 races in. Next race is at Barber on March 29th, so they'll have this weekend off. And so, what do you guys think after this first little stint here?
I think that the field is a little bit more even this year than it was in the past. Obviously, we know that Palou is the guy. Naturally, we've learned this year so far that he can make mistakes, but the way the championship's shaken up, I'm pretty excited for the position that we're in. Heading in the Barber, Pato, Palou, your typical road course guys. It's most likely Palou's obviously going to be the favorite. I think it could be a toss-up. The way these IndyCar races have gone this year, it's purely based on who's got the best strategy. Power had a fast car. He was off strategy, still finished third. So it seemed like a lot of strategies were playing out correctly, and you couldn't really do wrong. But overall, like going into this week, I'm excited, or I guess next week. I'm excited because so far we've had 3 different winners. So this is kind of the IndyCar that we expected in the past, how it's always known for it being so leveled out across the field. But yeah, I'm curious to see. Hopefully, we keep this trend up. I love the IndyCar series for the fact that you flip a coin and that's your weekly schedule and win. And I hope it stays that way.
I hope your internet stays with us.
It's good.
Is
You
it
got
buggy?
through it. Oh,
You
you
get-
just have to
you made it.
off.
Yeah, no, you're good. We made it.
I love that Josh went that way with the answer because I was going a completely different side. I think this is like just being a fan of the series, but how am I wording this set? For the first time since the merger, 3 races in the year, they're averaging over 1 million views with this new Fox deal. I think that's massive. So what, best TV ratings through 3 races in 19 years, 18 years, something like that. I like how there's no big gap at the start of the year. You can use the momentum that you get from St. Pete and how big that race is and the festival and everything that goes along with it. I think they're in a really good spot. So good for a change, like a positive vibe as far as IndyCar as a whole right now.
Yeah, I mean, especially selling out the crowd, that's a big plus. You usually see that in your kind of debut races / like inaugurals, but I think that's a fair assessment to do. The TV ratings back it up. Nonetheless, just it being sold out.
Biggest non-Indy 500 merch weekend.
That
Like
too.
that's a huge deal. I mean,
This weekend was
yeah.
for them,
Like,
Arlington.
Good for them, especially because they're selling hats for $75.
Yeah, no kidding. I think I figured it out.
75?
That's what Josh paid for what's on his head right now.
God, and you've got to do that for all the people you pick to win races. You're going to be down $1,000.
Alternatively, like back up a no. Alternatively, it's a really sick hat, and I'll probably wear this all the time. This is going to be my new gym hat, probably.
Who's Jim?
Oh, just the guy down the street.
Okay, fair enough. You could just tape a $50 bill to my forehead, and it'd still be cheaper. But I can't blame you.
But you don't have Pato Award on your head.
No, I don't. And nor
you can write it on the door.
Have Pato Award sitting on my head. But moving on. Do you guys have anything else you want to add on IndyCar before we get into O'Reilly?
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay, Josh, go ahead.
I've been a big advocate about this, and I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Is the Nolan Siegel experiment done?
You saw that edit on Twitter, didn't you?
I've been saying this for fucking months.
Yeah. I knew it was coming.
Where are you going to put him, though? I mean, he's there for the year, unless you kick him out of the car.
It wouldn't be the first time
I think Josh is saying get ready to learn Indy next, buddy. Like, that's...
They would never send him back down to Indy next.
Yeah.
They put him in, like, here's some money for a Dale Coyne car.
Some would say you put the panic button on Nolan Siegel.
I think we need a panic button animation, Caleb, just so you know. Like, I want there to be flashing red lights on my screen.
Can we make it Caleb, like, in front of a green screen, like, freaking the fuck out?
We could have Caleb do, like, an impression of a tornado siren. I think that could be
he's
fun.
just sitting there wailing on something with
just
stick.
Yeah, I won't do my tornado siren impression. No,
Oklahoma. No, you don't need to. No, that's okay.
At this point, though, I think I'd rather have Pragier in the fucking car than Nolan Siegel.
Oh my god, you're Nolan Siegel's #1 op, I think.
I mean, you have 2 drivers that are 3rd and 6th in the standings, and then you have Nolan Siegel, who's 21st. Yeah, essentially.
Be like hitting the panic button on Ross Chastain because he's 20th in points.
Man,
there's other reasons you would hit it.
It's almost like they had a really talented driver in that seat, and they gave up on him before he even ran a race for them. Who is that again?
Remind me, Josh.
I think it's a guy that's actually been quite in the news the past couple days, and we'll get into that later on.
He'll die.
Okay.
I was like, huh?
Part of
All
the
right. You guys ready to talk about some O'Reilly racing?
Yes.
All righty. Well, moving forward then, Kyle Larson wins, and as our own Eric Bridger put it, he's cherry picking the O'Reilly series again this weekend. If you guys missed that, about 5 minutes into the show, Kyle Larson's racing at Darlington for Alex Bowman in the 88 car and the O'Reilly car. And so
specifically for the one guy that just joined right after that segment.
Man, you're just really burying him now, putting the dirt over him. And so Larson, who hasn't won a cup race since May, by the way, just in case you were wondering, it's like the longest winless streak he's ever had at Hendrick Motorsports.
I think it's brought up at this point, like more than, gosh, you guys wouldn't get this because you're not Iowa State. Iowa State fans would know George Nang being high school teammates with Nerlens Noel. Do you know Nerlens Noel, Josh?
I recognize the name.
That was brought up on every broadcast for 2.5 seasons.
Okay.
Hey, the viewers at home
That feels the same
good.
thing here.
But no, so Larson, he's on a dry spell, not in the O'Reilly car. He was lights out on Saturday. I won't say he was the best car. I think that was Allgaier, but all these, junior motorsports and junior motorsports adjacent, like Corey Day, good runs, very fast cars, picking up where they left off last year, I feel like, as far as just being the strongest team in the series. And so, obviously, oh no, sorry. Caleb says Allgaier needed the Heimlich after the race. And so I'm assuming Caleb is saying that he choked. Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
There it is. I was waiting on it. Caleb is Justin Allgaier's like number 8 billionth fan out of the whole world population, I think. So Allgaier, I still think, had the best car. You don't always win with the best car. That's just how racing goes. That's why they call it racing. So
that's why they call it racing.
You guys got anything from O'Reilly you want to talk about?
I think everyone's made a great point. Our comments are saying it, and Caleb's saying it in our chat, that it seems like it's the only way Larson can get a win nowadays.
I don't know, man. You just go watch some more dirt racing too, and might see him win a little more.
I mean, he made it very clear after the race. He knew he didn't have the best car, kind of like what you said. For him to say that, I mean, it speaks volumes.
But that's how you win as a veteran champion too. Like you can't, you're not gonna have the 300 out of 300 lap performance every week, and he's really gone from the young phenom, Jeff Gordon's protege, to being the veteran champion who can methodically nickel and dime you to get the checkered flag. And so he won the title last year, not with the best car. And so that's the important thing to remember too, is, we're kind of poking fun at him for not having won a cup race since last May, but he is the defending champion. He does know how to get it done. He's one of the best drivers on earth still. And so
you took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say, you don't win 2 Cup Series champions by having the best car constantly. It's when you take
I don't know, 21 is the best car every week, but
yeah, it's when you take a 6th to 8th place car and you somehow get it done. And it's just, there's talent behind it. You can say that you Mickey Mouse your way into it sometimes, but there's always some skill put behind it. And he's got it. He just does. I mean, he's rightfully so deserves to be in that 500 car. He's consistently the best Hendrick car out of everyone there. It speaks volumes.
You don't just go casually run the Indy 500 a couple times because you suck at your job. That's not, he's not necessarily, setting the world on fire right now, but that's okay. He's still having good runs. We could be talking 6 months from now about how he's the championship favorite. Just it's just this sport's so fickle sometimes, and so that's just the breaks sometimes. And so, you guys got anything else from O'Reilly you want to talk about before we talk about Cup?
No, I got some shit about Caleb I'd like to say.
I'm sure you do. I think all three of us have something in some fashion.
What do you got?
As Josh and I both take a drink, his is a little more fun of a drink than mine. But
what do you got, Connor?
Nothing for O'Reilly's. I'm good to go to Cup Series. You guys wrapped it up quite nicely. I'm perplexed at how Noah's got to be what? It's right east of me. So it's been pitch black at your place for 35 minutes, and the sun's still not down here.
Yeah, no, it's.
I mean, he's under an awning.
Yeah, I'm under an awning. Maybe
the awning.
I'll let everybody at home see my little Oklahoma sunset going over here. No, it's nice. I told Caleb when I got in here, I was like, I need a 7:45 cutoff. Sunset's at 7:40.
It looks like it's 9:45 there.
No, it's good, man. It's good. We're good. The lights might kick on here a bit. It usually kicks on about sundown, so we'll see what happens. But moving forward to the Cup Series, Denny Hamlin, man, what a run, emotional win. Just, I mean, gutsy drive. Like, he comes to the track where he won number 60 last fall, which was really, really emotional for him. You know, they said on the radio, you know, that one was for your dad. And so Hamlin comes back to Vegas after having lost his dad and wins number 61. And so he's got his mom, his wife, his daughter there around the car after the race. And his mom says, "That's my boy." And that's just, I mean, such a cool moment for him. I'm sure personally, I'm like, professionally winning is always great and it always feels good, but to win with the people that are most important to you there, I think it's something else entirely.
Yeah, I don't think you could have wrote a better story by him winning the championship. But for the situations given at hand, I don't think you could have wrote a better story. You get your 60th win, honoring your dad. You come back to the same track you got your last win at after your dad's passing and get it done. You could tell just by the family itself. It was emotional. I think everyone around there, I think that's going to fall in one of the books of a popular win. Regardless of what you think of Denny Hamlin, you can't deny like seeing a cool moment like that and just having it touch your heart just a little bit.
Well, and there's been a lot of talk too about like how far is Denny going to be able to go on the wins list. He just passed Harvick, winning 61. And
who's up next?
I know that there's a very important man at 73. And so that one, actually, I say 73. He's at 76. Excuse me. So Dale Earnhardt, 76 career wins. Denny's, 15 behind that now. Not that Denny Hamlin has 7 championships like Dale Earnhardt, but he's not super far away, but he's only got a couple more years left. Realistically, there's been a lot of talk this week about how far do you think you can get, as far as can he get up to senior? Can he get up to 70? Denny, I think on his podcast said 68, I think is what he said, because he even was talking about this on Action Street.
Why not 69?
Look, man, there are 2 funny numbers right around 68, and so I'd be fine with 68 being there. But how realistically, just based on how they performed so far this year, I feel like he had the best car at Vegas. I mean, he was the only car in the field I felt like that drove and passed cars coming from the back. Like Blaney got stuck in the teens, he never moved when he went to the back. So
Ty Gibbs was running 3rd, and he made it up to 8th at best afterwards.
Yeah, and Ty Gibbs had a great car too. He's quietly made it to 10th in points. I think that there's some maturation there that we're not even really covering. Like he's really starting to come into his own early. And that's the key word though, is early. There's still so much that's going to happen even here. We'll say even in the next 6 weeks, like we won't have even made it to the summer by then. Like there's still so much season to happen. And so Early on, feels like this is the Toyota Cup Series right this minute. But I'm curious, what do you guys think?
Go for it, Josh.
I was gonna say I'm giving you a chance to talk. We've been going on and on, so what are your thoughts on it?
No, what do you say? Keep going.
Oh, I say it's the Toyota Cup Series to start here, but there's a long way to go. Like what are your
Toyota?
Thoughts?
Okay,
Yeah.
now you gypped a little bit, and I was like, he said a T word, and I have absolutely no clue what it was. I don't know. It feels like you know how last year they were saying when we were talking about the new playoff format possibilities and looking at that group of like 6 or 7 guys that I did the damn number thing that kind of broke away from the field at the end of last season. It feels like that group of 6 or 7 is doing the same thing this year, except, and I don't know who's been replaced, but Bubba Wallace has stepped in. Maybe it was Logano. It wasn't Logano. No. I'd have to compare. I'd have to go find some standings and write some crap down. But it does feel like there's like a tier 1 of guys that are kind of breaking away from the rest of the field. I'm interested to see kind of who goes with them and who can keep the pace and who can stay near the front of those and who kind of falls off of it.
So, yeah, I as far as guys who I feel like really benefited this weekend and guys who really didn't, Chase Briscoe found a way to have a clean run and finish in the top 10. They really, really needed that. They were, I think, in the 30s in points.
It wasn't looking good for a while, that race.
But then he had to really
he had to earn it.
Yeah, had to wait on that one. And so I think Briscoe's a riser. He's somebody who you don't see towards the top of the standings that I think will be there. Shane Van Gisbergen had about as miserable of a day as you could have. I think he had a 6 save right at the start and then proceeded to run 36th pretty much all day after that and fell from 5th to 16th in the points.
I will give him some benefit of the doubt. It looked like that splinter got pretty messed up.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying that Shane ran 36 because he's a terrible race car driver. Shane ran 36 because he had to save the car on lap like 3 or 4, and then nothing happened for like 200 laps. So
clean and green.
Yeah, very clean and green. It's another one of those days where I wish we didn't throw the yellow for the stages, just because the only caution for cause happens with 60 laps to go. And it's interesting to see, in my opinion, like I miss being able to watch the race play out on a scale, like a story almost, because it's like otherwise right now we're running like a chapter book. Like we're just, all right, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3 is it, unless you're at the Coke 600, in which case they give you a bonus chapter because they felt like it. But
what
then
kind of book has 3 chapters?
A shitty book.
It's I want to hear that one.
The kind of book,
3, the last one.
Yeah, man, that's it. You get 3 chapters, and so I feel like each race is a story, and manufacturing parts of that story sucks for me. I hate that, and it's why I didn't love the playoffs. It's why I begrudgingly accept the chase, because that still kind of has its own story over 10 races. But yeah, no, I know, Josh. I know. I'll never let it go, and it's okay. We'll get through this together. You might beat me to death with a twisted tea bottle. You might not. We'll find out later. That's for the after show breakdown.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, my thoughts are, obviously, I being the 2311 guy, I love this. I love this shit. I'm eating it up. I really am. But I think the big key.
You said well so far.
Yeah. I think the big key right now is, obviously, the big talk this year has been the Chevy nose, and it seems like they finally got a chance to figure it out. It took them a little bit in the first stage, but it looks like they made the right adjustments to be able to close the gap a little bit more. I think the big thing is they're just a slight bit off still, but I think in a week or 2 time, I think they'll be right back up there, kind of being the competitive team that they are. That was kind of like my big takeaway is that was a big conversation part in stage 1 where you didn't really see too many Chevys up there. I mean, Larson was the only one, and we kind of touched base on how we feel about that at the beginning of the show. But they seem to know what they have, and they've slowly been able to figure it out throughout the race. So give it 1-2 week time. I think they'll have it for the full race.
I'm really worried about Ford, guys. That's the one. That's the one.
They're the only other manufacturer that won. But
Well,
granted, it was one team that ran good.
Yeah.
The most funded team.
I feel like the RFK cars are really, really quick on the super speedways, and they're probably about average everywhere else. The Penske cars are really fast on the short ovals, and they're fairly average everywhere else. And so if you just could find a way to put it all together, you could figure it out, I think. But this so far, to start the year at least, it's looked a little rough. They seem mortal. They seem human after completely dominating championship victories in the playoff format.
Yeah, it seems that they're kind of like all over the place. Like they can't all be good at once. Like one team has a good run, and then like one they fall off, then another team rises. Like kind of what I was just thinking, and I was just looking it up to verify. Like RFK figured it out at the end. They had a driver 6th, 10th, 11th, all their drivers.
And I want to stress too. I'm not saying that RFK is running bad.
Right.
Like they're not running bad. They're not contending.
Yeah. Right.
When we're watching the race, they're running in the 6th to 15th bubble, and they're having good days. All 3 cars in the top 13 points. They run well, but they're not contending for the win right this second in the way that you're seeing 2311 JGR, accomplish on the Toyota side, or Hendrick Motorsports on the Chevy side.
Yeah, and like I was kind of mentioning, it seems weird because like Penske had solid speed. They were in that 7 to 13 range, and then as the race went on, they kind of fell off, and then RFK kind of rise. So like it's almost like a little seesaw action going on with the Fords. Like they all just can't be the same, because even like last week at Phoenix, it was all Penske, but you didn't see really any other Fords to be found.
I've always been a fan of a little seesaw action myself, so I'm glad you brought that up.
What does that even mean?
It's provocative. Nobody knows what it means. It gets the people going.
I'm just gonna let that one go by. I have a little seesaw.
You got to go on the little seesaw before you can go on the big seesaw, guys.
Yeah, that's no, you don't. No one's ever said that. Like, hey, we got to try the small one out before we hop over to the big.
It's like racing ARCA before you can go race trucks, guys. You gotta run the ARCA Discovery race at Rockingham on the hardest difficulty.
Definitely never been a thing.
You guys got anything else for Cup before we move on?
Nothing other than Austin Cindric's and 30th in points.
Ugh, brutal start.
I didn't know that until today.
It feels like he's run better than 30th, but it doesn't feel like he's run better than 15th.
He's had a rough stretch. He
had a terrible crash at Phoenix.
Yeah, between Phoenix and obviously Penske always being what they are in restrictor plates, he just had a terrible, terrible run of luck. All
right, so are you guys ready for some Dubber Flub action here?
Yeah, that's my favorite segment.
All right. Dubber Flub. We're going to start off talking about INDYCAR at Arlington. We talked about it earlier, but the event itself, non-Indy 500 merch sales record, really big deal in Jerry World for that. I'm going to continue to call it Jerry World because it is right outside. Dubber Flub. Josh, I'll let you go first.
Josh just heard something that
my headphones disconnected somehow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
All right, never mind. Connor, you go first.
Okay, I'll go.
I figured you pitched it to
Great
me, and I've
TV
been thinking.
ratings. Josh has to go now. We're
Yeah.
out of time.
I
Go
was
ahead,
like,
Josh.
I was sitting here thinking, anyways, and then that happened, and I figured you pitched
you're
it to
good.
me because IndyCar, but it pains me to say this, but it is a dub. I mean, it was a good track.
Just because you
overall.
want him to be at Texas? Because I want him to be at Texas too.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Okay,
outside of that,
it wouldn't be illegal for them to go back there and have 2 races. I get
it
it.
is a serviceable race to be on the schedule consistently. But when you have the concept of the fact you're in the same state as Texas Motor Speedway, it's hard. It's hard for me to say that, but I will say it for the sake of what the race product was and the track itself. It was a cool track.
So Connor, you told me you didn't like the track.
I told you I like the track.
Excuse me. No, sorry. I'm flipping you guys. Josh said he didn't like the track, but he likes the event. He just wished we were at Texas.
Rough,
Yeah.
man.
All right. So
You want to talk about
Connor's
vertigo, man? That's how you get fucking vertigo.
How
How many dubs do I need to give this dub? Again?
Yeah.
He said dub.
He said, yeah.
Dub.
Two W's, man. Big. So what made it a dub for you, Connor? What were your thoughts? Sorry, there's a dog noise.
TV rating and the track looked cool. There's passing. There was everything that an IndyCar race needs, drama, et cetera, et cetera. The bumps made it difficult for guys. And at the end of the day, and we probably are married to caring about this number more than we should be as fans, but the TV rating number being super positive is always going to be positive in my book. So
more eyes is like a big deal. You need people to watch in order for there to be the entertainment itself in the first place.
I did see a stat that I meant to point out earlier in the back. Now that we're back on IndyCar, it reminded me. I'm pretty sure down the long straightaway at Arlington, I think Kyle Kirk was the only driver to hit 190 plus miles an hour down that straightaway. That's
sick.
That's crazy to me.
Cool.
That's crazy to me because it is a long straight, but the fact you're the only driver, he hit 192. So not only did he was
why didn't you say that? At the
not
start?
only because I wanted to describe.
Way cooler.
I wanted to describe the margin. He was 2 miles an hour faster than 190, and not a single other driver hit 190. They put in comparison of how fast that car was, and just naturally how good he is there. It was baffling to me.
No, I mean that's on a street course running at over 190 miles an hour is pretty sketchy. I would say so.
Especially a track paved by McQueen and Betsy.
To be the only guy to do it on McQueen and Betsy Road, not bad at all. I will begrudgingly call it a dub as well. You don't set a non-Indy 500 merch sales record with something that's a bad idea. And so for me to give it grief on the basis that it's not Texas Motor Speedway is wrong. Unfortunately, as much as and okay, the important thing to remember too is IndyCar at Texas got ruined because they did all the PJ1 shit for NASCAR. They completely killed the other lane for passing for IndyCar. And
they still refixed the track after that. Too.
Yeah, no, but man, that's the only reason that we even lost Texas is because NASCAR was too busy trying to figure that out for their stuff and not for everybody that also races there. And so
the same reason we lost Iowa.
Yeah, well, and so then you've got that. It's like if I would have said I don't like the Chicago street course for NASCAR because it's not Chicagoland, and I know I've had that thought before. Like, man, I just wish we were going to Chicagoland. Like, yeah, that is the case, but also the Chicago street course was still a unique event. It was still a cool thing. And so, and it resonated with a lot of people, got a lot of eyes on the sport, and that's ultimately in the end what we need. So you guys got anything else on this before we get to our next dub or flub topic?
Nope.
All right. So this one's a little bit of a weird one. We were talking about this one before the show and we're like, we barely even know what happened. I'm going to give a special shout out to Fox Sports for that. Daniel Suarez versus Ross Chastain. Are you guys team Ross or are you team Daniel? Connor, I'll let you go first this time.
Let Josh go first.
Okay, well, I will let Josh go
What
first.
is this?
Okay, so background for those of you who aren't aware, Ross Chastain and Daniel Suarez, a little bit of a disagreement after the race. Fox shows us like 3 seconds of them arguing on pit road and pans away from it and never talks about it again. Looking at the onboards, Ross swerves into him on the backstretch on the cool down lap, which is kind of an unspoken no-no because guys are loosening their belts or undoing them on the cool down lap. So it's kind of a weird, sketchy place to be taking your anger out using your, 1,000-pound heat-seeking missile that you drive. And
with
so,
7 other cars around you.
yeah, evil Ross was back, baby. I've been waiting for it. And so Ross even said after the fact that, he declined interviews at Vegas. He said, not a chance today, boys. And so he had a formal kind of press conference-y deal. He got asked about it, and he said he wished he wouldn't have swerved into him on the backstretch. What we're really figuring out is that Ross Chastain and Daniel Suarez just don't fucking like each other at all. Daniel came out in the media, was extremely critical of Ross. Said Ross Chastain's two-faced, and Ross on pit road, lip readers say he looked at Daniel and said, "You got fired." And Daniel's been beefing with Trackhouse all year, and Daniel says he's not trying to beef with the Trackhouse guys on purpose, that it's not even a thought in his mind. But then he's calling Ross a two-faced guy and says they've just never gotten along. So you've got these two guys who just really don't get along. They don't like each other. And so, they raced each other hard, got pissed at each other, almost fought. Lady got between them, didn't let him fight. Daniel said it's not even worth fighting him. He gains nothing from it, and he loses $50,000. So, what do you guys think? Kind of after all of that, like, what's like? Are you team Ross? Are you team Daniel? Or are you team this is stupid?
For my sake, Daniel, just if you're out there, you would bring a smile to my face, so you wouldn't be for nothing. I just want that out there. No, we're not going anywhere after that. Boy.
That deserved the long silence we had.
I'm definitely not Team Ross.
Not so. Okay, we got all right. So we're gonna say not Team Ross there, Josh.
So let's clarify this. Are we doing who's the flub and who's the dub?
Yeah. No, this isn't really a win or a loss. This is whose team are you on?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Chastain's the dub and Suarez is the flub.
And why is that?
It's just the order that the.
Okay, that's
listing is.
Groundbreaking analysis here on Always Race Day, guys.
I don't like how no. The fight itself is dumb. Anytime people are fighting, let's do that.
Yeah. I would only call the fight a flub because it wasn't allowed to happen. The lady that got between them is my main op on that. That's my flub for that. And so
2 letters in the logo being different colors in the oars.
You bring that up every time, man.
It's all right. So we're gonna move on now, unless you guys have anything else you want to add. All right.
I said my piece.
Hey, there we go. So we're going to go to Pit Road Pulse now. It's time for some more NASCAR, boys. Chris Gabehart, Joe Gibbs Racing. The saga continues. Joe Gibbs said, I don't want to go to court, but I'm going to. I have to. What are you guys' thoughts on that whole deal from everything this week?
Just figure it out, man. That's all it is.
I think we're beyond figuring it out, though.
It's not that deep.
It's incredibly deep. He hired fucking Magnum PI to go follow Gabehart around.
So who looks good now? Is Gabehart in violation?
Gabehart looks like shit.
Gabehart looks terrible, man. Lord.
I was gonna say all the facts are just laid out there. I think this is all but wrapped up for Joe Gibbs.
They're talking about giving information to like other teams that aren't Spire even. Like this is really starting to sprawl. Like I think I saw Rick Ware Racing in there. Like,
oh, is that why Cody Ware was 19th in practice at Vegas?
and Daytona 500 lap leader Cody Ware, by the way. Um, so the Gabe Hart Gibbs thing. Stay tuned on that because it's only going to get more interesting, I think, from here. Connor, what do you have on that? Anything?
No, just that falling court sucks because everything's in. Even with the court case that was supposed to last 2,500 years, that lasted 9 days. I didn't pick up any of the procedural happenings because also like you're following it. I'm in Iowa. The courthouse is in North Carolina. It's not like
when everything's buried in legalese and documents and everything else anyway. Usually,
yes, it's the legalese that piss me off. Can we not speak in English and resolve conflicts while communicating clearly? How bad do we got to do?
We gotta just make it as difficult to understand as possible. And so
I'm not happy that it sounds like Chris Gabehart's going to come out on the bad end of this, but it is what it is.
You never know. Last little bit of NASCAR, not related to Gabehart and Gibbs.
There's more NASCAR that's Chris Gabehart related.
From our old friends Judge Bell, Jeffrey Kessler, and Mr. Yates. I don't remember his first name. Who was the lawyer for NASCAR. Court transcripts have been coming out. I've been seeing them all over my Twitter. The lawyer for NASCAR, they were talking about how they couldn't go into the France family's personal wealth. Said basically that Jim France's house is not remarkable. He's driven by it. So in case you guys were wondering, Jim France does not have a remarkable home, apparently.
This is a story that came across your feed.
It's a piece of the transcript. Jeff Gluck shared it. I thought it was really funny, and so I just wanted to share it here.
So you guys know his house isn't that great.
His house is not remarkable. So moving on here, what I'm gonna call the biggest story from this week, just out of everything that has happened, you've got the Daniel Dye situation. That one,
the biggest story of the week.
You don't think so?
It's whatever. It's what it is.
It's a pretty big story, Connor.
So Daniel Dye,
multiple series.
Daniel Dye was suspended indefinitely for some comments he made on a Whatnot live stream while hanging out with Brent Cruz, where he was referencing another IndyCar driver's sexuality, talking about David Malukas, and kind of made he made an accent that was mocking gay men while he did it. And so
very flamboyantly gay voice on camera. Somehow in 2026, still getting caught on camera doing the gay accent.
It's just absolutely boneheaded. I would have thought that we learned 5-6 years ago that you can't go on live stream and do stupid shit because everybody will see it. And that was a much worse live stream mishap too. So this
guy just commented saying while wearing a college shirt. Yeah, he was.
Yeah. So you're representing your team and your sponsors, and you're going out and doing that. Guy who's never won in anything he's driven either, just for the record, didn't do anything in the Xfinity series, hasn't done anything in the truck series, didn't do anything in ARCA. So guy who's
he did kick that kid in the balls once though.
Yeah. He's most known for grinding on another man and then rupturing his testicle when the guy got mad. So great job, Daniel Dye. Very cool. So he's suspended indefinitely by call again by NASCAR. He's got to undergo sensitivity training. A lot of people saying it's soft, saying that, well, they're restricting the First Amendment right, blah, 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 blah. Like, why are we suspending people? The point is that sports belong to everybody, regardless of who you are. And when you create an environment while you're representing people who pay you money that is not going to support that idea, you're going to see consequences from it. I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. So
I want to get on my little stool here for a minute and let my thoughts on how I feel about this.
I am terrified. Go ahead.
Yeah, so am I. Josh, whatever you'd like to say, I suppose.
Regardless of how you feel or how you think overall about a certain like race, sexuality, however. Like,
Your group is the word you're looking for.
yeah, sure.
Protected group.
Yes.
So we're protecting them.
Granted, no matter who you are, those type of comments certainly not okay. You are a public figure in the eye of the sports world. I don't care who you are, what you represent, what team you're on, series, sport, nothing like that. You have to know when you can go about anything. Like you are a public figure. You can be the most dog shit person in all of the 3 series. You are still classified as a public figure. Be better. You have 5 fans out there. Those 5 fans look up to you. Don't be the fucking dumbass that just goes out there and stop blowing up the chat. You're distracting me.
Don't look at my comment in the chat. Don't. Yeah, close that one out.
I can't process the fact you have all these public figures that just think that they are above everyone. You have people that look up to you. I'm a huge Pato fan. I fucking love his personality. He's a great dude, and a lot of people out there in the world love him because he's great personality. He's super open-minded. He is the ideal definition of a public figure. To get to that status, some fuckhead nobody, Daniel Dye, thinks that he stands on this pedestal that he can kind of say what he wants. It's just not. It's not right. I don't care who you are. You are classified as a public figure. You are a top 3 series. You gotta you could whatever side you want to swing, left, right, up, down. I don't care. It's not right. Noah hit it on the head. It is one of those things where the sports are for everyone. The bigger the group or audience that you have, the better it is for the sport. Don't diminish that. Don't slash it down and limit opportunities for other people that just might enjoy this stuff. Obviously, we are a podcast of very open-minded. It's just I can't understand the concept as the person that you are, being the figure that you are, that you just think that you're better than everyone and you kind of do what you want without consequences. And then when it happens and consequences happen, it's like, oh, the PR type message that I didn't type up. I can't comprehend this. And
if I just see one more PR apology, that's just so blatantly.
I let everybody down. I'm sorry, Josh. I will lead Josh's sensitivity training. I would love to.
Brad wants it. Brad gets it. He's right.
I was gonna say you could take me to sensitivity training. My God, I'm just I keep reading all these comments on all this stuff and people's reaction. It's like everyone is human being. Everyone has these feelings. I guarantee if something's sentimental to you and someone digs at it, you're gonna have a problem with it. Well, some of this stuff is it's sensitive and means value to other people, so you should respect that. You're not them, so why should it bother you? It doesn't affect you whatsoever.
Kick on.
Light bulb moment.
Something like that doesn't affect you. From someone not part of the gay community, I understand. It's hard, and I don't understand from the perspective of, oh, whatever they're doing bothers me. It's like, what are they doing that bothers you? They're not. Have they talked? Have they done anything towards you that makes you? That
Josh's
hurts you physically,
homophobia rant is one for the ages.
I struggle to process this. I don't understand people's thought process behind this, that they kind of just they think that they can just say what they want without consequences.
They think free speech just covers you to do whatever.
You could be the richest man in the world.
Does not free you from the consequence of your speech, and that's the number one thing to remember.
Regardless, you're the richest man in the world or the poorest person in the world. actions have
If
consequences.
you're rich, you're a man. Poor,
You're a person. You're just a person.
I don't know.
Now,
no identifiers if you're poor.
So, and then here's another thing that's kind of, I think, gotten overlooked in some of this too, is the inter-motorsport politics side of this, which is the IndyCar and NASCAR inclusion of one another. NASCAR says, hey, we'll do a double weekend at Phoenix. Can we do a double weekend at St. Pete? And IndyCar's like, hell yeah, bring your trucks. And you have these two competing motorsport series of stock car and open wheel that are playing nice, and they're working together to try and grow motorsports as a whole. And that's a really big deal. That's not stuff that really happened 10, 15 years ago at all. And so when you have a guy who goes and starts referencing somebody in another discipline in the way that Daniel Dye did it, that's extremely harmful to your personal image, when you're doing stuff like that, especially, for no reason at all. Like, then you've got the side that you're making in NASCAR as a whole look bad. You make the entire NASCAR fandom demographic, everybody that appreciates the sport, look bad, because you do represent more than you can understand when you are getting behind the wheel. I mean, you're a part of the return of Dodge to NASCAR. Like this is a brand that's coming back, and you're making them look foolish for coming back now because you don't represent them well. And so that's a really big deal too, especially when your sponsor is Race to Stop Suicide, and you're going to make fun of people that are different from you that have high rates of suicide from bullying. Like, yeah, good job, asshole. Nice work. Really, really doing a good job there.
And the kicker of this whole thing too, that just baffles me, is the two people that are involved. I am willing to bet so much money that David Malukas and Daniel Dye have never had a conversation before St. Petersburg.
David Malukas is beloved in the IndyCar garage. He's one of the nicest guys in the garage. Like, why are you going after David Malukas?
I just, like, I keep saying it, but the concept to me just doesn't make sense. Like, I'm sure there's those friendships out there that you could probably say that like face to face to someone, and it's like, aha, very funny. Like, these people, like, they probably didn't even know each other. I'm pretty sure I saw something out there that said Dye didn't even know Malukas was an IndyCar driver.
Yeah, no, that's right. He was talking about driving Miatas and stuff. Like, you're completely uneducated on the person you're trying to make fun of, and so now you look like even more of an idiot.
Yeah, like I just like to make that comment about someone you've had one conversation with in your entire lifetime is just blasphemy. I can't process, like, the society has surpassed the time, has progressed far beyond the need for Daniel Dye at this point.
Oh my god.
And I mean that in like a way of he's just like, he hasn't done anything in any of the series he's run. And he's obviously a big part of it because his daddy's part of Dodge and everything. It's just, I don't know. You don't have a place. You don't have a place to say that, especially to someone that you don't even know.
So to wrap it up, Daniel Dye, he's a young man, right? He's pretty close in age to you and I, probably younger.
Definitely.
We've all said stupid shit that we wish we hadn't said, but we've also not had the publicity to go say stupid shit. But you have to figure it out. And so this will be a hard lesson for him in a list of hard lessons that he's had to learn. And so from here, you can either continue to be a shithead and you won't get any opportunities. People won't want to put you in their car, or you can learn from it and grow, and you can be a part of a positive change. You can make this a learning experience for you as a human being, and not just as you as a race car driver who represents people who support you and people who support the sport that you're involved in. So do you guys have anything else you want to add before we move on?
In the sake of baseball terms, you are 2 strikes, buddy. You got one more.
That's baseball.
No crying in baseball. Moving forward here, last bit of pit road pulse here. Alex Bowman, he's going to be out for three more races at least. He's out for the next month. Vertigo symptoms. Justin Allgaier will drive the car all 3 of those events.
I hate this. It sucks.
Yeah, it's terrible. It reminds me a lot of when we lost Kurt Busch to retirement for concussion-like symptoms. Like he was just out for a bit, and then he's out for a bit, and then he's out for a bit, and then he's done for the year, and then he might come back, and then he's gone. And so I really hope that's not the case, because I think Alex Bowman's a great race car driver, and I know he catches a lot of flack because he drives the Hendrick 48 and, you know, hasn't won as many races or championships as some of his teammates. He's still a good race car driver, and he can still get it done. And so I'd like to see him get the opportunity to come back and run well, because I think he can. And so, you know, first and foremost, though, I hope everything's okay with his health.
Yeah. And you know, my big thing, my big thing to that is, like you mentioned, Alex Bowman is a great race car driver. He's got a great personality, and especially for the team that he's on.
He's got some of that Matt Kenseth dry sense of humor, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I enjoy listening to his interviews, and he's a good character to have in NASCAR. And I think, like kind of what you talked about with the Kurt Busch incidents, and he gets a lot of flack currently. And I think a lot of the current performances lately have been due to injuries. He has won races. He's been competitive. He's made playoffs, and he's recently had that concussion at Texas.
He got within like 6 inches of winning the Daytona 500 a couple years ago.
Right. And it's just like one of those things where it's like one thing after another. I think it's just getting to the point where like these injuries are starting to affect performance, and it's hard to see. You never want to see that with anyone. But that's kind of the whole thing that I've kind of taken away with it. I talked to one of my coworkers who follows the NASCAR world, and he even said he's like I can't believe the run that Alex Bowman is on with the struggles, and a lot of that is because I think of injury. And I said that's 100% correct. I think that's a big part of the lack of performance. Nothing due to him. I think it's just these injuries are playing a big toll on him.
He's NASCAR's Chris Olave, man. He just keeps getting hurt. So, Connor, you got anything you want to add?
I'm all good. I think you guys got it great.
Nice. All right. Well, let's move on to driver of the week here. We've talked about a lot of guys tonight. So we'll try and hopefully make this quick, I think. My pick's Denny Hamlin. You don't drive from the 30s back up to the lead without being a wheelman. And, you know, just everything that happened, you know, with him on Sunday and being able to drive back up there. He's my pick for driver of the week. I'm
gonna take Kyle Kirkwood.
You like your 192 on the straight?
I just very similar philosophy. The way the different strategies played out in the race. I think once the strategies all played out, he was like 7th, and then he kind of just methodically, quickly made his way through the field, and the pass for the lead and ultimately the win. I replaying that in my head right now, and I just constantly can think about that. It's just like what this guy said.
We are so bold and so courageous. Connor,
yes.
who do you taking?
Yeah, I'm taking Corey Day. No, it wasn't obvious. What a great weekend he had. He's all over the racetrack. He's made that car. What's the Talladega Nights? It might be Darrell Waltrip. He's made that car 3 lanes wide, and it's still fastest everybody in the field. And he's just ran into other people doing it. They happen to be in front of him. I love it. It's a chaotic good in this world. So great weekend on the dirt for Corey Day, and always. I'm never going to give you guys a boring driver of the week.
Hey, good. There we go. That's
7th in the.
What do you mean he didn't do anything? He got 2nd against Kyle Larson on Thursday, and then he won on Friday.
He's talking about he didn't run into anybody in the O'Reilly car, and that is a good thing because
Oh,
he has
okay, yeah, okay. I'm probably being a little too harsh on him in his critics.
But hey, 7th in the points, man.
For somebody who's gotten a lot of flack, the 7th in points, 7th in points.
I didn't realize that until this week. So
all right, Darlington preview, guys. Some keys of the week here. Really exciting. Yeah, yes, we do.
Hold up.
So
keys of the week.
My number one for keys of the week here, tire wear. It's always a challenge at Darlington. You got to make your tires last. You're going to see a lot of pit strategies. Following up with that pit strategy as a fan, that's my key for you because there's a lot happening. Tires do be wearing. And so you're going to see a lot of guys maybe run long or short pit. They're going to run their race. And at the very end is when you're going to finally see that puzzle come together. And so part of that too, you've got coming on a pit road. It's one of the most challenging pit roads in the series to enter. It's a really, really, really low pit entry based on where you're running on the track. And so you see a lot of guys miss pit road or spin out coming to pit road. And that could completely change the course of the day as well. So those are my thoughts, you guys. What do you have?
Yeah, I mean, you're right on the money for the Cup Series. I think that I don't have too much to add to that. My keys to the week are for the O'Reilly Series is how the fuck are you going to beat the Cup drivers?
You're not. Chastain's in the field too. So you've got.
Is he in the 92 or the 9?
He's in the 9. He's in the 9. So you got Chastain in the 9, Larson's in the 88, Bell's in the 19, and I think
Suarez racing.
Who? What?
Is Suarez racing?
I don't know that Suarez is in the O'Reilly car.
I hope not.
So yeah, no, the couple leeches are back, boys, and they're gonna put belt to ass to everybody. So that's gonna be a challenge. I think it'll be a really fun one to watch anyway.
For sure. I think if there's anyone to do it, I mean, we've seen it before with Briscoe and
Brandon
Busch.
Jones.
Brandon Jones. Somehow, some way, he always does it.
Brandon Jones is Dale Earnhardt at 3 racetracks, and Arlington is one of them.
Yeah. Between what was it? Chastain and Hamlin, him pulling it out, and then he's got his win from the last 2 years ago. And obviously flashing back to Briscoe outdueling Kyle Busch. It's doable. It absolutely is. But
you got to be a dog to do it, man.
The guys to watch, man. It's going to be Allgaier and Jones, and if I were to choose anyone but the Cup Series driver, it's going to be Brandon Jones.
All right, there we are. Connor, what do you got?
For this weekend, preview for this weekend?
Yeah.
Throwback paint schemes.
What's your favorite?
They look very nice. Oh, I
LA
want to say
Salad
Host of
throwback.
Arts, but I hate the number. I hate the number being moved up so much.
Yeah, it ruins throwbacks. It ruins them, in my opinion. Like that 38 car.
And it doesn't even ruin that car. It just looks so stupid that we have to change. Yeah, it's okay.
38 car is my favorite throwback that I've seen. I just love that
on that one.
That 77 car looks super nice, though. I do like it.
I have thoughts. He's really leaning into the being compared to thing.
I was gonna say, like, I don't know if that's keys of the week, but
hey, man,
it's not. But yeah, that's right.
A good paint scheme's worth a 10th. Okay,
it is. Okay, we use my mind on this show. It's not the most run of the mill look inside.
What part of the mind do we use?
I don't know.
We are using 100%.
Everyone's been
brain.
stumped.
But you guys got anything else before we wrap this thing up?
I think we're good.
All right. Oh, there we go.
I was ready to be
Hi,
out.
Connor. All right. Well, that is another episode of the Always Race Day Asphalt podcast. I just want to say thank you to our sponsors, Seven Figure MSP, Chris Weiser, and the Weiser Companies, for everything they do to support us. And like I said at the start of the show, if you are interested in joining that list of sponsors, we'd be more than happy to work with you. We'd love to have you up on our graphic screen at the beginning of every show. And so thank you, fans, for listening. Thanks for being here, Josh and Connor. You guys got anything else you want to add before we play that outro?
X, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Hit us all up. Patreon.
We're not doing the hand signals.
Yeah, I will not be doing
never
any hand
again.
signals with you.
Never, ever again.
Well, I only highlighted the X because Noah always says Twitter.
I charge for hand signals. I charge for that. So thank you guys.
Josh.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you back here Wednesday night next week at 7 o'clock Central Time. Thank you all. Have a great night.